I've always had this mentality of like, just if I show up authentically, I will be successful, you know? And I think I didn't always believe in myself. I definitely diluted myself. I definitely underestimated myself, and other people underestimated me. But I think that there's something so beautiful, and so unique about living life authentically. Like stepping into a room and just knowing who you are and saying things even though you know that it might not be received super well by everyone, but it's what you wanted to say. It's how you wanted to show up that day. It's what you wanted to do and it's what felt right for you. And I don't believe that other people's emotions are your responsibility. I was talking to a friend today and I had mentioned to her like how I really think that so many of us are walking around, just full blown adults are walking around and they are vomiting up their emotions at other people. In so many exchanges that I have with people, I just can feel their pain. I can feel their anger. I can feel this envy or whatever coming from them. And I think it's so, I think that in the past, I used to internalize that and I used to absorb that. And I used to think like there's something wrong with me, you know? And I also thought that those feelings were my own. Like I would confuse that. And that's been a huge learning experience in terms of like really um, becoming more aware of my gifts as an empath and like picking up on that energy, like literally feeling it in my body. Um, but I think that a lot of people don't know how to regulate their emotions. And I think that it's not your responsibility to teach them how. It's not your job to make someone feel like comfortable or make someone feel like like you're not too much, like you're not doing too much, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think that's also when you do have to pick and choose and you do have the free will to just decide like, is this a battle that I'm willing to fight, or do I want to just move on peacefully? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of situations in my life where I just bite my tongue because I know that if I were to get into that conversation, I would just be the loser because I can't convince someone I can't convince someone to change. I can't change someone, you know? And yeah, I think that's like can be a very painful realization to make, but I think it's like so peaceful to accept that. Like it's so peaceful to understand that like you can't change people. You can't really change anything outside of you. All you can do is like come back to yourself and then decide like act accordingly based on what's just happened in front of you, based on what you've experienced. And it's like also just alchemizing those experiences, transmuting that pain that you felt in whatever situation, whatever relationship. Life is hard. It's hard. There are situations that you're not going to want to go through, and there's going to be things that are so uncomfortable, conversations that you don't want to have. I know even for me, like I'm still trying to navigate those like avoidant tendencies that I have of like just not wanting to deal with things and like really not liking confrontation. It's very uncomfortable, and for as long as we shall live, we will have to experience those uncomfortable things. We will have to go through those experiences that are just you don't want to. And it might even feel unfair at times that, you might feel like, why? Like, why me? Like, why me, God? Why are you putting me through this? but I think it's just a part of the human experience, and like learning to see through the other person's, like learning to not only exist from your own perspective, but also understand another person's perspective, and like really figuring out how to like make the peace, and not all of us are peacemakers, so if this is something that doesn't resonate with you, then obviously just take whatever does resonate with you, take that with you, and what doesn't, you can leave it. But I think like for me personally, I've always been such like a peacemaker in my life, and I've always felt that was my role. And I still, to this day, I really do feel like it's more natural to me to act like the chameleon that I really feel that I am, and be adaptable in those situations, rather than like just throw a fit and be like, what is wrong with you people? I don't understand. You know what I mean? As much as I want to, as much as there is that wounded child within me who's just like, you know, wants to rebel and just like wants to be immature about it, I'm not going to do that, you know? And I think that's like growth. And I think that's like taking the high road and protecting your peace, like protecting yourself, because silence is truly like the best response. It's the best response. And I think it infuriates people. It infuriates people because you are not even giving them the time of day. You're not even giving them the oxygen that it requires for you to like say anything, to give them a rebuttal for whatever nonsense they're spitting at you. And I think it's amazing. And I think it's boss. It's like a boss move to just walk away from a situation that you're like, I don't know. This isn't for me, you know? In a respectful manner, obviously. But yeah, I think that's okay. And I think that you should keep being you, and you should keep being authentic to who you really are. And the people who get it, they will stay. They will stick around through the good and the bad. The people who don't get it, they will they will see themselves out, and you can force them to stay. You can expend energy on like getting them to stay and trying to prove to them that, oh yeah, no, like, can't you see my potential or whatever? Or you can just let them leave and like invite new people in who really see you and who actually like match your vibe and match your energy, and you deserve that as well. Like, don't forget that you do deserve that. Just because something has been like, just because you're used to a certain thing or like being treated a certain way doesn't mean that it's like what you deserve for the rest of your life. It could just be this chapter that you needed, this threshold that you needed to like surpass to realize your worth and then move on and kind of like just awaken from that state. You know what I'm saying? And I think all of us go through this throughout our lives, of just like thinking that something is good for us and then realizing, actually, I think this was just a chapter that I was meant to, like, I think this was just a page that I'm meant to flip now, and I'm meant to read the next chapter, you know? And that's okay. And it doesn't mean you can't go back and reread it. Like, you can reread it. Sometimes you can maybe feel like nostalgia or whatever, but I think it's important for you to choose yourself always. Put yourself first. And if you have a bad feeling, trust that, you know? Because you're probably right. You're probably right. So, yeah, keep being you. I'd love to hear from you and how you're doing. If you have any questions for me in the comments, leave them down below. I love you so much. I hope you've been taking care of yourself, and happy spring. I think, yeah, there are brighter days ahead, So if you're feeling like not the best, just know it's temporary. it this too shall pass, and we have each other. Thank you for watching, and I love you.